Hey Wamburger World Entertainment, and despite all the cope and all the media headlines trying to paint Starfleet Academy as this massive success for Paramount Plus and Star Trek as a whole, it's actually an absolute disaster, and we have now the proof of that because it cannot even chart in the top 10 of Paramount's own shows. We're going to have a look at an article, but what's hilarious is you do have other articles trying to come out from the likes of trackmovie.com, which says initial data shows Starfleet Academy performing well ahead of other Paramount Star Trek series. And we'll get to that because that part is hilarious. But let's have a look at this. So it's saying Star Trek Starfleet Academy viewership briefly crawled its way back into the Paramount top 10 following the release of episode 3, but the moment was fleeting and the drop-off was immediate. According to daily platform tracking, Starfleet Academy reached number 9 on the Paramount Plus shortly after the episode debuted, slipping to number 10 and then vanished entirely within 3 days. As of now, the series is nowhere to be found on the chart. That short-lived spike would be unremarkable on its own. What makes the situation particularly damning is what bet it and how decisively. During Starfleet Academy's brief stay on the chart, it was consistently outperformed by shows that haven't released new episodes in years, and in some cases, decades. Yeah. So, what is the chart? Well, you can see the chart right here, and this is as of the 27th of January. So, coming in at number 10 was Frasier. Coming in at number 9 was The King of Queens, which has been off the air for like at least 15 years at this stage. I think the final season of that was like in 2009 or something. Criminal Minds is at number 8. The Mayor of Kingstown is number 7. SpongeBob SquarePants is number 6. Everybody Loves Raymond is at number 5, which has been off the air for probably goods of 20 years at this stage. Tulsa King is at number 4. NCIS is at number 3. Landman has dropped down to number 2. And South Park has taken the number 1 spot. That is the current, as time of this recording, chart for Paramount. This thing can't even beat the likes of King of Queens and Everybody Loves Raymond. That is insane. So among the titles beating Starfleet Academy during its episode 3 window was South Park, SpongeBob SquarePants, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and King of Queens. These aren't buzzy new releases, they're comfort watch staples. Reruns audiences have been able to access endlessly for years. Yet, when forced to choose, viewers overwhelmingly favoured familiar catalogue content over Paramount Plus's newest Star Trek offering. That's a brutal comparison for a franchise that once defined appointment television. And the funny thing is, you then jump over to this thing on trackmovie.com where they're trying to say, oh no, it's doing great, when they wrote this. Starfleet Academy has collected 2.1 million viewers from the first 8 days of the first 2 episodes. While small compared to Taylor Sheridan's series, it is above the full season averages for the recent notable Star Trek series Strange New Worlds Season 3 and Picard Season 3. Even if we compare to only the first 2 episodes of those 2 Star Trek series, Academy is still well ahead. You realise what I've just read to you there? They are trying to hype this thing as a success because not 1, but 2 episodes combined over 8 days could only pull in 2.1 million viewers. That is catastrophic. That is not anywhere near decent or, oh, it's on a good track here. That is catastrophic when you are comparing it to everything else, and you're saying 2 episodes, and don't forget, both episodes are well over an hour. The first episode is like an hour and 10 minutes or something. The second episode is like an hour and 15 or something like that. 8 days, 2 episodes, and they could only pull in 2.1 million views. That is shocking when you compare it to everything else. So the contrast becomes even sharper when Starfleet Academy is placed next to Paramount Plus' most reliable draw, the Taylor Sheridan stuff. So shows like Landman, Tulsa King, Yellowstone, and the Mayor of Kingstown continue to dominate the top 10, even when some of them haven't released a new episode in quite some time. Now keep that in mind. You have Tulsa King at number 4. Tulsa King premiered like the last season, season 3, in September. It's been off the air since before November, or just in and around November. We're now in the final week of January of 2026, and that thing is still in the top 5. So the idea that that is destroying Star Trek, new Star Trek as well, yeah, that's telling you everything you need to know. So Landman's strong placement is expected as its current season is still unfolding. I think it's just finished actually. What's far more telling is that Tulsa King, Yellowstone, and Mayor of Kingstown are still outperforming a brand new Star Trek episode designed to launch a new generation of fans. It should be noted that off that list, only Landman is currently releasing new episodes. At this point, the pattern is impossible to ignore. Starfleet Academy may carry the Star Trek name, but audiences aren't treating it like a must-watch franchise entry. Instead, it's behaving like a low-retention, front-loaded streaming release, one that spikes briefly out of curiosity and then collapses. And that is something that is not sustainable. And this is the thing, if this wasn't already renewed for, or well, I shouldn't say renewed, I should say commissioned for a second season, this thing would be absolutely destroyed. And I mean destroyed. Let's put this into context, right? Because they actually, the stupidity of TrekMovie.com to put this chart up is ridiculous, to show you how piss poorly Strange New Worlds is actually performing. And remember, the 2.1 is over the 8 days for 2 episodes. Everything else ahead of it, and even behind it, is 1 episode. So you have right ahead of it at 2.9 million, the Mayor of Kingstown, season 4. So that's the 4th season, 1 episode at a time over the last 8 days, and it had double the amount of Starfleet Academy. Tulsa King, season 2, so not even the newer season, has 5.2 million views over the last 8 days. Season 3 has 6 million views over 8 days. 1923 season 2 has 10.5 million views over the 8 days, and Landman season 2 has 16.1 million views over the last 8 days. So put all of that into contrast with Starfleet Academy, which is brand new, and that 2.1 million over 8 days is for 2 episodes. What an absolute colossal disaster. And what spin can they possibly put on this? You can see the spin Trek Movies trying to put on it to say, oh, at least it's doing better than Strange New Worlds and Picard season 3. Picard season 3 didn't get any views because people were like, yeah, you fooled me twice, you're not fooling me for a third time. Even when we were all saying, actually, it's actually decent, it's actually quite good, people were still going, don't care, I was burnt too many times and didn't watch it. Strange New Worlds is just a disaster. It's absolutely a disaster. When you have singing, dancing Klingons doing pop songs and stuff like that, yeah, you've alienated the audience. So good luck if you think you're getting them back for the next season. But this is a disaster. Like, there's no if, buts, ands about it. It can't chart in the Samba charts. It can't chart in its own Paramount Plus top 10 chart. And the fact that 2 episodes over 8 days could only pull in 2.1 million viewers. And the other question you have to ask for that is, how long do they calculate a view? Do they say a full episode is a view? Do they say 10 seconds is a view? We don't even know that. But either way, that is a catastrophic number to put out. So it truly is dead, Jim. And they are still going to have to release that second season. But my God, is this thing a dumpster fire? And now we have the proof. So, what do you guys think? Are you shocked by those numbers? Are you shocked at what's actually beating it in the Paramount chart? The likes of Everybody Loves Raymond and The King of Queens and Sabrina the Teenage Witch and stuff like that. Let me know what you think about it all. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like, share, subscribe, and hit that hype button, and check out memberships and all that good stuff. By the way, I do have more Star Trek videos in the memberships. Cheers, and I shall catch you in the next one.